Honorable Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment, Shri Bhagat Ji, Shri Mahendra Sarup, Shri Vishwanath, the organizers of this beautiful event, Mr. Maria, Sachin Maria and Ms. Ritu Maria, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. I think my organization has already been briefly explained, the National Small Industries Corporation which I represent. Our corporation is also doing almost similar activities for promoting entrepreneurship in the country. So while being a government corporation, we have been given this mandate for the last 60 years, close to 60 years that we exist. We have been doing it, in fact, not only for the country's sake, but also to fulfill the mandate that we have in the company. And let me tell you, we have been very successful in that. But at this stage, when I see companies like Franchise India, the organizations like Franchise India, are also involving themselves in creating an ecosystem for development of entrepreneurship in the country, I really want to compliment them for this effort. I have been watching them, in fact, over the last almost 5 years, this company. And I can tell you, over the last 5 years, this company has grown substantially, almost 10 times. What is the reason? The reason is the acute need of creating entrepreneurship in the country, in India. I have been traveling across the world, many developing countries. We have been having arrangements with a lot of countries in Africa, in Latin America, in CIS countries, in Gulf. And I found that people don't know entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Most of the young and those who are unemployed, they would look for jobs, even if they are qualified or not qualified. Even if they do graduation, they will look for jobs, and if they are not qualified, in any case, they have to look for jobs. One more reason is that SME sector, the small and medium enterprise sector in those developing countries, is not very strong as we have in India. People are not aware about how the business can be established and can be created. So that is another hurdle, or I would say an embargo on their venturing into starting their own business enterprises. But coming to India, we see a very favorable ecosystem which has been created in the country over the last 60 years, ever since our industrial policy was formulated after independence. A host of institutions have started working for a long time for technology, guidance, providing machines and equipments, identification of projects, financing, whether it is a credit financing by banks or other sources of funding which are available from the market, or marketing support facilities, incubation arrangements, centers. And a lot of institutions and a kind of environment where the young people can really think of starting an enterprise. What is needed today is giving the ideas. A lot of people want to be entrepreneur because jobs are limited, as you know. I was looking at the figures of the availability of jobs in the country over the next 5 years. And let me share with you. Out of total of 50 crore or 500 million people who are employed as of today in the country, 50% employment is in the agriculture sector. That is almost 25 crore out of 50. Now, remaining 25 crore, those who are employed in various sectors, industry, infrastructure, large projects, whether it's roads, highways, power plants, take all of them. That is again 50% of remaining 25 crore. That is almost 12 crore, 12.5 crore people, those who are employed in this. Industries, manufacturing and big projects, infrastructure projects. Remaining almost 12.5 crore are in the services sector in the country. Services include trading and other areas. I worked out, even if all the sectors grow, leave agriculture. Even if all the sectors grow, say agriculture grows at 4%, which is a very ideal situation. I mean, it happened in Gujarat. We are looking for this kind of growth in other parts of the country also. And all other sectors, manufacturing, services, infrastructure, power plants, take all of them together, trading, grow at 10%, which is a very ambitious growth percentage. The incremental employment creation will be only 3%, ideally. So if 3% incremental employment creation takes place out of all other sectors, it's only almost 20 to 30 lakhs people, say 2 to 3 million people additional employment will be available in the country. You may say the figures are not matching what I said earlier. Yes, it may not, because incremental employment, when I say incremental employment over the entire 500 million employment which is existing as of today, 50 crore. So a part of that is not going to be incremental, because that is going to shift from agriculture to other areas. There is a lot of shift which is taking place from agriculture. So if 2 to 3 million people are able to get additional employment opportunities every year, as against 15 million additional people entering the job market every year. 15 million, 1.5 crore लोग job market में आ रहे हैं. 2 से 3 मिलियन लोगों को अगर एडिशनल इंक्रीमेंटल जॉब मिलेगी, वो भी जब इकोनॉमी 10% ग्रो करेगी, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, तो बाकी लोग क्या करेंगे? What are they going to do? So there is a dire need, and we have realized within the government sector also, and at my corporation level also, to create and provide incentives to create new employment opportunities. And that can be done through self-employment. And self-employment by way of setting up new business enterprises. Now, new business enterprises could be either manufacturing, or setting up a service enterprise, or trading, or franchisee is one of the options. When I evaluated all 4 of them, we will not believe, because we are at our end, we are promoting more and more manufacturing. As per the national manufacturing policy of the Government of India also, that we have to increase the contribution, and looking at the problems that we are importing almost everything from China. Name anything, there are, you can see all the things which are available here in this hall. I think 50% would have been imported from China, or they are being imported. If not the same things, but similar things. So there is a dire need to start additional manufacturing enterprises, and the easiest way is to start in the SME sector. So I was thinking that manufacturing is the best option for our people to start new enterprises. Trading could be another option. Service sector, of course, is also growing very fast, more than 10%. And there are a lot of opportunities coming in the travel, transport, tourism, and trading and other sectors. But when I evaluated, because franchise, I was not, looking at this. But when I saw this franchise model and found that this is another good area, which is the easiest of all to start. Because you get a product ready-made, you get technical training ready-made, you get, all the almost market also available, because you are going to get the franchise only for the products which are available in the market, products or services. What is needed is a proper hand-holding for anybody who is interested in starting a new enterprise in the franchise, or even in other areas, whether it is services or manufacturing or trading. What is missing is, in the entire system, is the complete hand-holding support. You want to start an enterprise. I think many of you would be the prospective entrepreneur sitting here. I'm more, relevant, becoming more relevant to them in my subsequent statements. What is needed is, after firming up the idea, first is the idea itself. What are you going to start? Now, forming up the idea itself takes a lot of time. You should not be in hurry to pick up any product. Look at your environment, look at your neighbors, look at your demand, people, where are you living? What are the items which are selling? What are the items which are being imported and, could be replaced? So after firming up the idea, based on all these, ecosystem, then there is a need for hand-holding. Hand-holding includes somebody who can really guide you in all areas of business planning and business start. Right from approvals, project report preparation, funding, technology, equipment, all these things are, if they are done properly, they lead to a greater success. If they are done improperly, abruptly, something which is needed first is done last and something needed last is done first, it may lead to, a situation where you become frustrated. And a lot of patience is required in starting a new business enterprise. One really has to wait. Don't be impatient to just, start looking at the outcome and the results on the very first day or in the very first month. Be patient. Give some time. And there could be failures. But failures, as we have experienced, failures are insignificant. And failures are because of your own faults. Failures are because of improper planning. Failures are because of not putting all the elements of a business enterprise properly in place. Failures because of failures of other institutions which probably guaranteed you or assured you of their support. So hand-holding support is very important, and we at NSIC are also engaged in this incubating and providing hand-holding support. We have opened centers all over the country, and I offer our services to franchise also, in case there is a need to provide hand-holding to the first generation entrepreneurs and those who are interested to start their new business enterprises. We can work together and provide them hand-holding. Hand-holding includes, in fact, arranging the funding support also from the banks, because that is a very crucial issue which can really make your business success or fail. So after having said that why should you start the business? How can you start the business? What kind of hand-holding you should get? How can you succeed? What is the future of these kind of businesses? I am telling you, with all the experience at my command and the information that I have, the future of self-employment and whatever business you are going to start is going to be very bright. The businesses which you start today are going to grow, and because demand is increasing, looking at the population today, there are many products, even if you take electronics and other items which are of mass consumption, but they have not reached almost 60 to 70% of the population in the country. So it is yet to reach to the small towns, to the villages. 60 to 70% of the people have not even seen those have no access to those products. Packaged food, electronics, these are some of the items, even good garments. So these are all general items which one can really start and succeed. The future is going to be very bright. I will also take a minute to just give you an information about when I am talking about the future. If you see the indications from the budget, you can see that the budget is also very favorable to the growth of the small business enterprises in future. A lot of initiatives have been announced in the budget, whether it is setting up of district level incubation centers. Budget talks of district level incubation centers, and the purpose is again to start the new business enterprises, help promotion of setting up self-employment opportunities by way of new business enterprises. It talks of 10,000 crore fund, which is startup venture capital fund for startup enterprises. I think the objective is, it's a fund of funds which is going to help other venture capital funds to introduce their funds in the country, and probably this 10,000 crore fund is going to participate in those venture capital funds. I think maybe you can hear more from our friend who is going to discuss about this arrangement. So that is another very important initiative which has been announced, and this will help creation of self-employment opportunities in the country. There is Ritu was talking about the ecosystem, that we have to really improve upon the ecosystem. There is another fund which has been created in the budget, for rural entrepreneurship startups. It's about 100 crore fund. But the objective is again to create an ecosystem, to give information to the rural potential entrepreneurs and the youth and these unemployed people as to how they can pick up small business enterprises instead of rushing to the urban areas and indulging in all those unsavory activities, labor activities and all those things. So the future is also bright, and I am sure that this is the best time in India to start an enterprise. I think you are going to take full advantage of this. Anything that NSIC can do, because NSIC is my organization, is engaged in providing funding, arranging funding support from banks. If you want to really access funding support from any of the bank of any of the amount, there is no limit, whether it is for domestic use or for export, import and other businesses, whether it is for term loan, equipments or working capital. You can access our branches and arrange to tie up with any of the banks that you like. Or it is marketing support. We provide marketing support for providing help for government procurement. We are a nodal agency for all government procurements, whether it's central government departments, ministries or PSUs, public sector corporations. You know that it is now compulsory for them to buy at least 20% from small industries, micro and small industries. So we help them, the small industries, in executing those 20%. First of all, getting orders from them, the government. We will file tenders on your behalf. We will get the order, give it to you, and then you supply, help you in realization of the payment. So these are some of the facilities which NSIC offers, and we shall be happy to provide any help to the first generation entrepreneurs, those who are going to start their enterprises. So thank you very much for inviting me here.